Hi everybody, good morning. Sorry for my hair. I'm just waking up a little bit, but I want to give a quick update. If you know, we're missing my other car that served me very well. We got two cars here. I tried really hard. I went to New York and bought that Volkswagen during the height of COVID, right when it first began. I had the whole airplane to myself. It was really awesome, 120 bucks or something. Flew from Reno to New York, and I drove that car back with 18,500 miles, and I worked myself to death in it until I had 109,000 miles on it. I tried everything I could do to get it ready for gold, and we went out one time to try to get access to a claim and got so close, and just the descent was too difficult. We weren't able to do it, and I didn't have the right tires, and we could have maybe used that car for gold. It would have cost me another $3,000 or at least to lift it more and get the right fabrication to get some KO2s on there. And you really need KO2s in the desert out there. And I owed $10,500 on it, and I've already spent money on it. And whatever we did, it wasn't a truck. So after changing the water pump and the brakes and the suspension and high carbon steel suspension, and lifting it with Tiguan front springs and Jetta towing rear springs, and putting a high carbon brakes on there, and a Kurt towing hitch, and a new windshield, and brand new tires, and a new clutch and new flywheel, and making the car perfect, I decided to sell it. I sold it for $14,000, which is about the same thing I paid for it. I think about $500 less. Thought it was a fair deal. I don't love cars. It was a great car, but I didn't think it was perfect for gold. So I proceeded to search the country, and I searched and I searched and I searched on all the Craigslist in all the states, and I thought about getting what I wanted to do is I wanted to get a car for my wife. She needs to learn how to drive her first time, and I did buy a car for her when I first came to America, and she didn't learn how to drive fast enough, and I didn't work at Tesla anymore, so I needed to use it. And then using it, eventually wrecked it. Had an accident in it because I really worked really hard, and I think somebody hit me in that one. And so my kids got a special IEP program for special needs in another school that's further. Solaris is going to be going to a far off school, and we're going to put Bobby in there too. And I needed my wife to help me drive the kids to school, and I didn't want her to let the first car be that stick diesel that I had, because I couldn't afford for her to wreck it. So, and also we're trying to pay off all of her debt, which I've been accomplishing, so we could find gold. And so I thought, well, I need to get my wife a truck that we could find gold in and she could drive. And so then gas prices are crazy right now if you don't live on Mars. I thought about getting one of the imported Japanese cars. And the thing is, the imported Japanese cars, because of the 25-year-old import rule, the diesels start around 14 or 15 grand, which is more than I wanted to spend right now. Because we thought about we'd like to get a Cybertruck and an Airstream and spend the next 5 years looking for gold up the West Coast through Canada, Alaska, and US. So so I had to get a cheap truck. See, we've done a lot of things lately. I've done so many things. Working very hard, we wouldn't believe this stuff. I think I told you the last video. Washing machines and fridges and TVs and just a plethora of money spending. So I was looking around, and I thought, okay, well, I can't afford the diesels that I want to get, and my wife doesn't drive that much, so gas mileage is not going to kill us if we're not hardly driving it, right? And hold on a second here. So sorry, I had somebody just come up. So anyways, as I was saying before I paused the video and stopped it again, I need a truck that a car my wife can learn how to drive. And I didn't want to spend 14, 15 grand if I didn't have to. Gas mileage isn't going to kill us. My wife doesn't drive too much, just going to school. And if I could get to the claims and get to the desert within 300 to 500 miles from us, I'll spend money on gas. So I wanted something dependable. And when I was a kid, from like 19 to 25 in Eastern German Mountain Village, I used to learn about rally, and I used to watch the Granada Dakar rally in Mitsubishi. I know the Mitsubishi in that Granada Dakar probably had shared the same turn signal maybe as the other Mitsubishis, but I thought they're pretty durable. So I was looking at all kinds of things, and man, I couldn't. Every single thing in the country was like junk or like scam artists, and it was really tough. And after looking 12 hours on Craigslist, every single state, like up and down the West Coast, East Coast, I would have gotten anywhere for a good deal. I was about to give up, and I finally came across this ad for this Mitsubishi Montero Sport. And here's a Montero Sport. And the thing is, this lady babied this car for 20 years. And it is in perfect condition. On the inside, it looks like it came out of a museum. Now, I used to detail cars as a kid, so I know the magic of, like, I used to detail them for car lots and stuff as part-time jobs and full-time jobs. So I know how people can make cars look good. And so I know the magic of making vehicles look good. But this one actually is in great shape. It's very, very clean. There's not a spot of rust underneath the whole body. I know in Japan they don't put undercoating on cars and trucks to protect from rust because they don't have rust on their roads. I don't think they put undercoating on here. It looks like they didn't. I'm going to refresh the lights, but it's got these nice Geolander ATs on there. These wheels do not even have a single scratch. I kid you not. How do you do that? How do you do that in 120,000 miles and not have a scratch on your wheel? This lady babied this truck so hard. I've got a big manila folder of every single oil change in 120,000 miles. She had lifetime oil changes. She's got new gasket, she's got the receipts for that service, all at the same dealership that she bought it from. And I don't have the receipt for the timing belt, but there's a note underneath the hood that says timing belt was done at 62,000 miles. I could guess that it's probably not a lie because she took so good care of it. You know, I know you could clean an engine to look good. I could see it's dirty here a little bit. I don't know if this engine was just detailed and cleaned out and they had it detailed to make it look this good. But there's no rust. I could see looks like Armor in there, so I don't know. It looks like somebody cleaned it. I mean, you see the shiny, I don't know. I imagine they detailed and cleaned the engine. I don't know, but it looks perfect. I mean, there's not any kind of corroded screws. There's no rust anywhere. It purrs like a kitten. I drove it from Oregon through a bunch of, we picked it up in Oregon and drove it back, went through every kind of side off-road trying to see if I could take advantage of the four-wheel drive. And thing is, this car has got all-wheel drive, center locking hubs, LSD, 2 high and 2 low, and it's pretty good four-wheel drive system. You know, it's not as good as the big Montero, but the big Montero gets like 12 miles a gallon, I think. I saw a big Montero, but I thought this one would be easier for my wife to drive. It's not my dream truck, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna work here. Gasket's been done. It's just got the timing belt written there. I don't know, somebody just wrote that up there to make me buy it. I don't know. It's let me show you the inside here. Now this is the Mitsubishi Montero Sport Limited 2002, and if you look here, it's got this all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive version, and it comes in two different engines, the 3 liter and the 3.5 liter. This is the 3.5 liter. It's about as big as our station wagon is on the inside. I haven't decided if I'm going to put our rooftop tin on here or not, because if I put all that weight up there, I'm probably going to have to alter the suspension, and I want to get out there and find. I'm not sure at what point I'm going to do that. Right now the suspension is okay. I really went out heavy off-road in a lot of places, and it worked great. So look at the inside of this car. Look at the seats. They're not cracked. There's not a single hole in it. There's not a single crack on the dashboard. 122,000 miles. If you ever seen these online, you'll see how beat up they are. Here's a transfer case. I had no problems going everywhere with this that we tried to go. It's really a great car, truck. Doesn't have ceramic tinting on it to keep the heat out. I need to get that done here in the desert. I don't have a garage. And these are some Geolander AT tires on there, which worked awesome where I took it off-road. They work awesome in Oregon, where I was driving, in California. All the places we went, it was great. I don't trust them though in the desert. I don't know what, I think they're like 3-ply tires. I don't know what their weight class is. I'd have to read it. But I'm going to put some heavy-duty KO2s on there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you this because this is great. Good news is I paid cash for it, and we don't owe anybody any money on it, and we have the title, and it cannot be taken from our family, so it's cool. And I do feel pretty pessimistic about the rate of what things are going on in the world with the temperature in France and Spain and India and Pakistan, and like sci-fi movie hot, and it's really not being reported. Snow and the climate and the dried lakes, dry reservoirs everywhere, Lake Mead. I think we're in for, and not to mention they want to send missile defenses to destroy the entire Russian Black Fleet. And all the, I'm not going to talk about like my normal deep thoughts right now, but I think that we're in for really bad stuff. And if you pay attention, I said this, I didn't predict exactly how it's going to roll out, but I predicted that things were going to get pretty gloomy. And I wish I was wrong, but I still think that they're going to get really dark. Hopefully not nuclear war. Hopefully not complete devastation, but I think we're going to see climate change on the scope of Dust Bowl, worse than Dust Bowl, civil unrest all over the world, food shortages like we've never seen, and possibly World War III. And how's your day going? So what I'm going to do is I'm work my ass off. My other car over there, somebody hit me in a Toyota Tundra. They totaled the truck a little bit, and it ruined my, see my ID4 right here? See that? Oh, right. So that's got to be fixed. It's going to take 4 days to fix, and I can't find a rental car that's a Tesla or some electric car to do my job. So I'm fighting with the insurance company to say, well, if I can't go to work for 4 days, you guys got to pay me for 4 days to go to work. for my missed work, right? And if that works out and they do that, I'm thinking, Monday to Thursday, my kids can't miss school because it's the very last part of their school, and their special needs teachers work really hard, and I don't want them to miss that. So I'd love to go with my. I never imagine going to look for gold without my family, but I might do that. If I get 4 days off of work that I don't have a car and I can't go to work and I've got no choice, I'm going to try to go get KO2s on here. Now, KO2s are not good for rain and for road driving. They hydroplane easy. We don't get a lot of rain here. It's desert, obviously. And they're heavy duty. They're not good on the suspension they weigh a lot more, not good in gas mileage. Ideally, I would get the KO2s and put them on a set of wheels and let my wife drive around on these Geolanders. But because I'm so stretched thin right now, I'll probably just put the KO2s on here. Wow, is that the camera work? Is that awesome? I'll probably put the KO2s on here, and I'm thinking about just going out to the last claim I tried to go out and conquering it. Go out with this truck, put my gear in there, go out by myself, and for the first time in 3.5 years since I came to America, actually looked for gold with some of the serious equipment that we have. Thinking about it, thing is, when you go out there single, you go out there with a bunch of kids, they see you with kids, and they're going to hijack you or rob you. Kids are kind of a deterrent. If there's a piece of humanity, they don't mess with you. But you go out there a single guy with your equipment in the middle of the desert, no man's land, kind of a target, right? Now, I'll still go out there, no problem. I will go out there, no problem. But what I'm going to do maybe is just change the KO2s. Oh, I'm sorry. So what the plan was, I'm going to get this desert camel wrap. And I have some camouflage canopies to put on my camping equipment. So one day this will be wrapped, so when the bad things happen in the world, in the middle of the desert from a great distance, nobody will see me. And it'll be more safe. That's how it works, right? And the most dangerous animal is a human animal, right? So, but I'm not going to have time to get it wrapped. I'm not sure if I'm going to go out. It's a possibility I'll go out in the next couple days. Possibility I'll put KO2s on here. And if I don't go out in the next couple days, we'll be working to go out and pay off all of our bills. My goal is to be completely debt-free within a year. Have our house paid off, have car paid off, have all of our expenses paid off. If possible, to move our trailer home, to buy a plot of land and pay off because our trailer rent our lot space has gone up from $500 to $675, and it's like throwing the money away. If I could pay off my mortgage and I can move our trailer home, and then at the least my family has their own land and their own home, and if I die, they'll be safe, and then when I go out to look for gold, I won't be under constraint, and we could try to get the Cybertruck in the Airstream. That's always been the goal. And just look for gold and do stocks. Let me give you a stock tip. What would you invest in? Well, number one, I'd be scared to put any money in the stock market, because if World War III happens, I don't know how good you're going to get that money back when all the electrical, if there's nuclear bombs and the banks go down, and imagine your darkest days, right? But if you're going to invest number one, invest in gold, because that's probably going to hit $3,000 an ounce. Number two, with the cost of gas and diesel getting higher, there's not going to be any industry that changes to electric cars so much as the trucking industry. The whole financial system is going to be inflated and fall to its knees because the cost of transportation for materials is going to go up so much. So let me tell you something, in case you know about electric cars. What do electric cars and trucks have in common? What do they need? What do they use up? Well, obviously they use lithium or cobalt or nickel for the batteries, but let me tell you something that they use. Tires. Electric cars use tires 20%, at least 20% faster than normal cars. when trucking industries when the trucks use tires, they carry a lot more weight than electric cars. And nonstop engine braking is going to use the truck tires probably even faster. I predict that when there's a mass consumption of truck tires 20% faster than normal, it's a, I imagine the truck companies of the tire companies in the world are already running pretty efficiently, right? So to increase production by 20% is industry-wide. It's going to cause a lot of pains. If you think there's shortages of toilet paper and other things, I believe there's going to be serious tire shortages. And because from the passenger cars and all that, when people switch to EVs, they need a lot of tires, a lot of faster, and it's going to take time for the tire companies to adapt to that. So come on, if you knew about the oil shortage, or you knew about any shortage ahead of time, obviously the smartest thing is to invest in that. So my advice to everybody would be to put all your money in like Goodyear Tire and some other international tire stocks, and find out rubber companies. If you can, find out the largest rubber commodity suppliers for commercial industries. I guarantee you there's going to be a tire shortage. And if you got the extra money, drop it all in gold, Goodyear Tire, and rubber. You will hear about a tire shortage. I bet a couple fingers on it, probably, right? Hopefully that doesn't happen, right? But one thing that's universal across the board that they haven't solved is the tire consumption for electric vehicles. So it's a free stock tip from me, right? If we don't have war and destruction, and they find this video in the future, and you ask, why are you rich, Robert? You told us about the great stock pick. Well, you need to have money to put in the stock market. And right now I'm trying to get debt free. So I'm not spending any money on stocks. I'm just getting money ready to get out of debt and to find gold. So anyhow, is that weird? I just woke up. When I had a lot of hair, I couldn't comb my hair. Like I parted it on this way, right? Now that I'm losing all my hair, isn't it funny how it goes that way? It looks kind of weird. It's not so bad, but I gotta wear a hat. Anyways, so this is like, since I came to the US, I had a Subaru Justy, I had a 2012 Volkswagen Golf TDI, I had a 2013 Jetta Sportwagen TDI, 2014 Jetta Sportwagen TDI, the ID4, and now this. And I really would like to ride my bike, but I really want to go to the desert, guys. And between the Ride Patch area and the volcanic areas around Susanville up north and the Mother Lode region, I can't wait. So bear with me if I don't have a heart attack from getting so fat. We're going to go find gold together, and I'll make a couple of videos, okay? Check out Jeff Williams if you want to find out about somebody that knows about gold. You guys know I've been dreaming about this for a long time, right? We'll get there. So I feel fortunate though. This, for 120,000 miles, this is like a car that's got 20,000 miles and it's 20 years old. I don't know if we'll jack it up a little bit. I worried putting the rooftop tent about the rollover, and I'm worried about the suspension. But we'll figure it out. Hopefully this truck will work. I hope the KO2 tires don't kill the gas mileage that much, because it's really super expensive for regular gas. Sorry for my lack of updates, everybody. I got to go to work. If you want to subscribe and like my videos, I mean, it's always weird people telling you to do that. I guess that's your own choice, right? And one day we'll get gold or nuclear war. Which will come first? See you guys later. Goodbye.